This episode of Soldier Knows Best is brought to you by DirecTV. Hey, what's up guys, Soldier Knows Best here. This is my review of the new Samsung Galaxy S4 Active for AT&T. And this is just like the Samsung Galaxy S4, but it's waterproof, it's dustproof, dirtproof, dropproof. They say it's whatever proof. So I'm going to go ahead and review this phone, see what it's all about, and see whether it's going to be a good phone for you adventurous people out there. Alright, so I'm going to start this review off with the software portion. Normally I wait to do that last, but I'm going to get this out the way because the software on the S4 Active is really no different than the software on the regular Samsung Galaxy S4. And so this phone comes installed with Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean, but of course they have their TouchWiz UI on top of that. You still have all the new features like AirV, which will allow you to hover your finger over the screen and it'll go ahead and magnify photos, or you can actually scroll through videos. Then you also have Air Gesture, which will allow you to wave your hand over the phone to answer calls. And then there's still S Health, which will allow you to keep track of all your fitness goals, and also S Translate that will help you if you're traveling to other places in the world. It'll be able to help you translate and talk to the people there, whatever their language is. And so again, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this software. I mean, it runs great. It takes advantage of the quad-core processor and the RAM, and it runs like butter around this phone. It really have no problems at all. A lot of people have problems with all these features. They may not be all that interested in it, but again, I'm like, you don't have to use them. But Samsung always throws a lot of features in this phone. So if you're looking for a feature-packed phone when it comes to the software, the Samsung Galaxy S4 Active is still going to be one of the top out there in the market right now. All right, now it's going to move right along in this review and talk about the hardware of the Galaxy S4 Active. Now on the inside, you still have the same 1.9 gigahertz quad-core processor that's in the regular S4, the same 2 gigabytes of RAM, NFC and LTE capabilities on the AT&T's network. And also you do have 16 gigabytes of internal storage, which is expandable via the micro SD card slot all the way up to 64 gigabytes. And then also you have the 2600 milliamp battery, which will get you easily about a day's worth of usage. And let's take a look at the outside of this S4 Active. Now, there's a few things that are different with it. One, it is going to have two different color schemes. It has urban gray and also this version, which is dive blue. And then you take a look at the bottom, you'll notice that for the buttons, the menu buttons, the home buttons, and the back buttons, they're now physical buttons, which I actually do prefer over the regular buttons because they're a lot easier to hit and they have a very nice feel to them and feedback to them. And then on the left-hand side, you will find the volume rocker. On the right-hand side, you'll find the power or sleep wake button. And at the top, you'll find a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which doesn't need any type of cover over it. It's already ready to be waterproof. And then on the right of that, you'll find the IR port, which you can use with the built-in watch on software to control your TV. Now on the bottom, you'll find the micro USB port, which does have a cover, so again, it'll help it be waterproof. And then you can also still get into the inside of this phone, where basically you can take the back cover off of the phone. And so you'll have access to the battery and also the micro SD and the SIM card slot to change those out as needed. And then the display on this S4 Active isn't exactly like it is on the regular S4. That still has the same 5-inch full 1080p display with 441 ppi, so you're still going to have really good quality. But it isn't an AMOLED display. This is an LCD display that's on this S4 Active. So the quality is going to be down just a little. But honestly, when I've been using this phone, I really haven't said, oh man, this screen sucks compared to the regular S4. I mean, you just see it's a little bit duller. It's not as bright as the AMOLED display, but it's still going to be just fine. Now, the real lure of this S4 Active is that it is dust and waterproof. So it's going to be great for people who are just really outdoors a lot and doing a lot of things that you normally need a life-proof case or another case like an OtterBox or something like that to protect you. You don't need a case with this phone, which is awesome. And now it is waterproof up to about 3 feet of water for 30 minutes. So it's rated IP67. And so the way you waterproof this phone is basically you put the back cover on, make sure everything is flush, make sure you just press it down on it to make sure everything is tight and a nice seal. And then also see right above the AT&T logo, you just need to press down on it until you hear a click. And then now your phone is waterproof and ready to go. Now I did test this out by dunking this thing in water in my sink and I let it sit there for a few minutes and it handled everything just fine. Now I did find sometimes when I did take the back cover off that the water was inside that cover. I just let my phone sit for a little bit and everything turned out fine. And so I do feel that this phone does live up to its waterproof promise, and really one of the first phones that I've used personally that I would feel very comfortable with having this phone in a lot of different situations without a case on it. And even though it is thicker than the regular S4 and it weighs a little bit more, it negates the need to have a case, an external case on it. So it's going to definitely save you money, but also too is going to make your phone not have to be as bulkier than what it needs to be with another case. And now lastly, it's going to talk about the cameras. Now, front-facing camera is still the same like it is on the regular S4. It's still 2 megapixels, but the rear-facing camera is only 8 megapixels instead of the 13 megapixels that's on the regular S4. So you will see, definitely a downgrade in image quality. And one cool thing that this S4 Active has built into the software is a new Aqua mode. So this will allow you to take pictures underwater. And so this mode does perform okay. Again, it's not going to get you the best pictures because it is underwater, but it's a cool mode to have. And I like that Samsung actually put a little bit of thought into adding that mode to it. But yeah, it does allow you to take pictures underwater with this camera. And so with that said, let me go ahead and wrap up this review of the Galaxy S4 Active. Now, with this phone, we have a lot of the same that we found with the regular S4, especially with the internal specs and also the software. But this phone is just ruggedized. It's going to be able to take a beating, take punishment, whether it's water or drops, and it just really negates the need to have a case. So if you're really a person that's going to be more drop prone, you drop your phone, you break your phone a lot, or again, you're an outdoorsy type of person, I think this phone is going to be really nice. And so ultimately, I have to say that this S4 Active is a very, very solid phone. I can definitely recommend it to almost everybody out there. If you like to have a case on your phone, or if you don't like to have a case on your phone, I mean, this would be a great phone to get, and still it maintains all the great things that are with the regular S4. And so this phone is currently only available on AT&T. It's going to run you $200 on a 2-year contract. And so with that being said, this wraps up my review of the Samsung Galaxy S4 Active. Leave a comment down below what you think about this phone. This is a phone you may be looking into. But before I do officially end this video, it's going to take one last look at our sponsor. And today's sponsor is DirecTV. Now, I've personally been using DirecTV for a couple years now. I would say this is the best TV service I've ever used. They have the most HD channels with over 185. And then they have thousands of on-demand TV shows and movies for you to watch at home and also too on the go by using their application. And new people who join DirecTV will be able to get a lot of good channels like HBO, Showtime, Starz, and Cinemax free for 3 months. Then also too, you'll be able to have the free Genie upgrade, which is going to allow you to connect up to 4 rooms and record 5 HD shows at once. So when you're ready to try DirecTV, you can go to directsattv.com/SouljaKnowsBest. And because you're a Soldier Knows Best viewer, you'll get $10 off per month for the first 12 months. And the package is starting at just $29.99 for over 150 channels. You cannot beat this deal. Again, go to directsattv.com/SouljaKnowsBest. All right, that wraps up this video. All the links to my social networks are down below, like normal, my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.